Hey guys, welcome to another edition of The Watch Collector. My name's Ollie. About a year or so ago, we had the absolute pleasure of launching two of the coolest watches to be released in 2024. And especially one of them, when I'm talking of course about the Gaga Labormatic Bauhaus and the Cinquanta. Both of them superb. My personal favourite was the Cinquanta. I loved the green. I loved the really bold, elegant style. So many times marketing can be a bit of gumph, let's face it, and saying how it harks back to this and inspired by that. But honestly, when you looked at these pieces, you just saw super cool 50s Italian elegance. Well, Gaga is back with two new versions of the Labormatic. But of course, before we get into it, the obligatory wristwatch check, and today I'm wearing the Laurent Ferrier Sport Auto. So, as I mentioned, last year they brought out the Bauhaus and the Cinquanta. Now, what we have are two new colours, just in time for summer. We've got the Azzurro and we've got the Champagne. Both of them really striking and for completely different reasons. And actually we were lucky enough to see the initial versions of these at Geneva Watch Days, at Watches and Wonders. And we fell in love with them in exactly the same way that we fell in love with the original versions. Everything else, as with the Bauhaus and the Cinquanta, present and correct. So 42mm diameter case, 13.3 millimeters in height. Of course, you've got the crown at 12 o'clock, which is going to set the time. Powered by a Joux-Perret movement with a custom rotor, 68 hours power reserve, 30 meters water resistant, and you've got all that quintessential, as I mentioned, Italian 50s cool that I can't think you get in many other watches, if at all, and certainly not at this price point. These pieces are around £3,600 plus VAT each, and you're highly unlikely to see someone else wearing these pieces. When I first saw them in Watches and Wonders, I thought my favourite was going to be the blue. And the Azzurro is cool. And I love the juxtaposition of the blue with the almost like the raspberry cherry colour of the minutes and the hours. But the more I see it, the more I'm drawn to the Champagne. And in particular, I love the fact that whereas with the other three versions, so with the Azzurro, the Bauhaus and the Cinquanta, the cases are the same colour all the way through. You can see that with the Champagne, what they've done is they've created sort of a sandwich effect with gold on the side of the case and on the crown as well. I love the simplicity of this. The fact that other than the hours at 12 o'clock, there are no digits. I love the fact you get hacking seconds. On watches 10 times the price of this watch, you don't always get hacking seconds. It's just a really nice touch, and I love the way that the logo of Gaga rotates through the middle of the watch. So, without further ado, let me throw it on the wrist and see how it wears. Okay, so first of all, the Azzurro. I mean, it goes phenomenally with my outfit. As I said, I love the contrast of the cherry raspberry colours compared to the blue. Each dial has 8 separate components. Each case has 7 separate components. You're not just getting cool style here and something that you're highly unlikely to see anywhere else. You're getting genuine engineering, because there's an awful lot of thought process that's gone into these. and even the way they've stepped the lugs around the outside of the case and across the flanks, just so cool. But of course, what's nice about the champagne is you really get to see the effect of that stepping out from the lug and around the flank of the case. I'd love to know what you think. I've seeing the champagne again. I'd fallen in love with both of them 3-4 months ago. This one really is, to my eyes, really very special, and in particular because the dial is even cleaner than that on the Azzurro. So guys, that's the Gaga Labormatic brand new Azzurro and champagne colorways. Both awesome. Would love to know what you think. Do you agree with me, or do you think that perhaps the more classically coloured Azzurro is the one to go for? But they're the two releases from Gaga. As I said, would love to know what you think. We'll see you next time.